Hi there YouTube, Extreme Trains here. In this video we're taking a look at an engine who, has surprised me and I haven't even got him out of the packet yet. He's a bit of a fan favourite and has finally appeared in the Thomas All Engines Go metal engine / push along range. It is Henry, who has just started appearing on Australian shelves. I don't know what more to say about him. Let's just get him out of the packaging because I'm really excited to take a look at this one, but maybe not for the reasons that you're expecting. Let's do it. Okay, so here is Henry in his glorious packaging. We've got a picture of Henry here, you know, all the normal things. It's on the bottom, from the top. From the back, again, all the normal blah, blah, blah that you're seeing in these. I have noticed that, again, it's been very difficult to find pretty much any Thomas and Friends stuff, but particularly these push-along engines. Very few stores in my area, which is in the southeastern part of Sydney, have been stocked with really anything. When, for example, I picked up this Henry, he was the only Thomas push-along in the store at the time, and I took the last one. But yeah, it's really weird how the distribution of these toys is just all over the place. Mattel is notorious for being bad distribution, although as a Transformers collector as well, so is Hasbro. But it has been interesting to watch other people's pictures on Twitter and YouTube videos and just see the huge difference at the same chain of stores in terms of the stock levels and what stock is being displayed and received. So, what are you waiting for? Let's crack Henry open. Okay, we'll come in here and take a look at Henry the engine first. I'm always impressed by the heft of these metal engines. Like when I picked this guy up, I was like, oh, he's quite heavy. So we'll come in here on the face. To me, it is a good looking face, although it does look very reminiscent of Gordon, but we'll do a comparison with Gordon directly in a moment. He does have the little green eyes, which is from the show. Now, I admit I haven't watched a lot of All Engines Go. I think I've watched about the first 10 episodes of the series, and that's it. So the only ones I saw of Henry were when he was in the background, and he didn't have his features. He was just a recolor of Gordon. As the show has gone along, though, he has started to pick up his own features. And what was really surprising to me about this, which I didn't realize until I actually bought the toy, I did see some photos on Twitter of it online, but when I saw the actual toy, I realized they have actually done a bit of retooling on this to give him some Henry distinct features. And essentially what they've done is the metal section in here. So the rest of this engine is all plastic, but this metal part, which is just the boiler and the firebox, this is actually a brand new piece, which I thought was pretty nice. Cleverly, what they've done is the plastic part is the same, from what I can tell, as Gordon, but they've changed it so that he's got the little square dome thing, sand dome, whatever that is there, and then he's also got that kind of rectangular new shape firebox that Henry is pretty distinctive for in the TV series and the Railway series as well. So that is actually a change from the Gordon. As far as I can tell, all the rest of the details are the same, but it is good to see, and it's nice to see that, they didn't have to. They could have got away with doing a straight recolor, and as I said, I thought he was a recolor initially, but he's not. He's actually a new mold. The other thing I believe they've changed is they have changed the windows section here. There's a single big window instead of two little ones. So they have actually gone to some effort to change this guy up. Otherwise, we've got the same details as usual for these tender engines. No painting on the wheels, very unfortunate. No painting on the buffers, which are the Gordon buffers, which is unfortunate as well. If we come around to the tender, if it wants to focus, again, very similar. It's just the Gordon tender repainted, with a 3 on it instead of a 4. Mileage may vary. You can take that for what it is. As you can see, Gordon has been hiding here in the background, anxiously waiting to do the comparison. So let us do that now. And you can see here, yep. So the whistle and the dome look like they're in the same place. It even looks like it's the same whistle mold. They've just changed where the plastic pops through the metal. And yes, it does look like that the roof piece is the same, but the actual windows on the side of the cab are different. So we've got 2 changes to the mold that I can spot. Let me know if you can see any others. That's pretty exciting. Otherwise, it's relatively the same. We come and do a comparison then of the faces. I thought originally the smiles might be different, but I don't think they are. The printing on my Henry, it's definitely not as crisp. The Gordon, the printing is the lines are a lot cleaner. This one, I think maybe it's smudged, but I can't really tell any differences. The lines around the mouth, I think, are a little bit different. They go a little bit higher up on Gordon towards his nose, and they don't on Henry, but his eyebrows are in a slightly different spot, or is that just a printing error? Would love to know your thoughts on what you think these differences are. Obviously, the main one is the eyes are a different color, but again, according to the show, that's actually correct. Because they are essentially recolors. So that's what those two look like together. And then again, if we do a quick comparison, oh, everything's moving around here. Of the tenders, again, you can see that, yep, it is the same molding. We've just got a different paint scheme on there. So if we now put Gordon and Henry together, you can take a look at what they look like together, which again, relatively respectable. They're obviously a lot more similar in the show now than they used to be, so it kind of makes sense that they look like this. But otherwise, it's a pretty nice little model. Alright, so what are my thoughts on the All Engines Go Push Along Henry? Look, it's another nice entry into the line. It's obviously got the same issues that I've talked about in other videos with the tender engines, being the lack of paint on the wheels and on the buffers. But I am impressed that Mattel has gone to the effort of changing at least some of the parts of the model so that he does look a bit distinctive. I know that's a very low bar to set for Mattel, but it is nice given that, you know, even in the show initially he didn't have that changed shape. So it is good to see that they've done that, and I'm happy about that in that respect. This retails the same price as the other one, so it's 12 Australian dollars thereabouts. Is it good value? Not sure if you're getting twice the amount you get from the small ones, as in like the smaller engines that you can see out the back there, but your mileage may vary on that too. One last thing I want to note is that you can kind of see on the camera there that the green paint for the metal, I think it's painted metal, I assume it is a different shade to the plastic green, and that's something which is definitely less noticeable in real life than it is on camera, but it's definitely noticeable. And I think, to be honest, I kind of like both greens. If we compare it to Percy, you can see Percy's whole boiler is this metal, so you can really see that bright green color is what Percy is. I'm actually happy with the darker green that they've used, which is the plastic for Henry, just so you got a bit of difference. But it is a bit jarring on camera, so if you're going to use this to film things, just keep in mind that there is a relatively obvious difference between the metal green and the plastic green, which I haven't really noticed on a Thomas & Friends toy before. Alright, that's all I've got time for in this review. Thanks for watching, look forward to hearing your thoughts down below. Otherwise, we'll see you in the next one. This is all we've got time for, it's Extreme Trains.